Welcome to the Kentucky Game Plan with your hosts, Adrian and Mac.
Welcome to the Kentucky Game Plan, everybody. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Yoda.
Yoda in the house.
Black.
Well, Yoda, fun-filled weekend.
Fun-filled weekend because it's Super Bowl weekend.
Super
Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
We got Sam the Eagle in the house over there.
Yep.
Raising the roof. Where's your Patriots gear?
It's in a trunk.
In the trunk. What do you mean in the trunk?
It's in the trunk.
Okay.
I knew not to wear it in this.
You should have wore like a piece of tape on your hand like Tom Brady. The glove and all that good deal.
If I could get a Michael Jackson glove, I would wear that.
You can't wear that because only I can wear that.
That's true.
That's blasphemy.
That is fashion, and that is you.
Yeah, it is fashion.
Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of fashion, let's talk about food for the Super Bowl. What you guys got going on?
A nice collage.
Collage of pizza rolls.
No.
No. What?
Jalapeno poppers.
Jalapeno poppers.
Mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks.
Chicken wings.
Okay.
Pizza. So nice little
All right.
layout
like
there.
A trough, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you can get your face in, have at it.
Nice.
So.
Man, y'all always have all the fun.
Well, we try.
Yeah, well, I guess you guys will be purchasing Eagle shirts and hoodies tomorrow.
I won't be.
You won't be? Show some support. Show some love.
I've showed support. I've gone to the games. I've worn a green shirt.
A green shirt. Is that what it's called?
No, I've worn literally a green shirt. It didn't say Eagles on it.
Didn't have a bird on it?
Didn't have a bird on it.
Wow.
But I went to the game, and I wore a green shirt.
Well, that's awesome. But I wear shirts with cats on them. And speaking of cats, suffered a crazy loss yesterday against another sort of cat, Missouri Tigers.
Yeah.
Kentucky back in the top 25 at 21.
Not anymore.
17-6. Missouri 15-8. Big win for Missouri. They're under the head of a new coach as well.
Yep.
Jordan Barnett and Robertson finished with 16 points. We had Jonte Porter, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. Freshman big man, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other freshman big man, Jeremiah Tillman, finished with 9 points, 2 blocks. So both of those guys stepped up. Look good for Missouri.
And remember, Porter Jr., their stud star,
Out. So
out since game 1.
They did their thing without him.
Yeah.
So that shows
how good this actual Missouri team really is.
they just straight up, to me, they outplayed Kentucky, out-hustled them. And Coach Cal was just like, hey, we had our chance second half to come back and win, but start doing freshman stuff.
Well, I mean, UK cut it to 1 point, like literally 1 point in the game, and that was as close as they got.
Yeah,
so
that's it. Plus, poor shooting. Alexander finished with 15 points. Knox, 5 points, 2 for 6 shooting. I mean, that's crazy. Plus, I don't know if you've seen the game. You notice how he was booed by the student section?
Yeah, I did
He almost went to Missouri before Kentucky.
Right.
Missouri was one of the teams on his list, and he was booed by the whole student section. So every time he got that ball, boom.
Well, I think also, like you were saying, how UK shot the ball was horrendous.
It was.
They were looking for calls that weren't there. Some of the stuff that did happen on the court, that scuffle match there about the 9-minute mark.
Yeah, Gerald
first half.
Vanderbilt and Jared Geist, box out situation.
Box out that got your boy from Missouri flipped over on his back.
Right. Flagrant foul against Vanderbilt. So
yeah, double technical. I think that was even more of a turning point because that was like, we are controlling the paint.
Exactly.
And we were controlling this game. And the second half, I mean,
added fuel to the fire.
Field with fire. UK shot 10% from three-point range in this game.
Yeah, two of 20.
Absolutely horrendous.
Gabriel knocked one down. There was 2:53 left in the game, but not enough to keep them going. I think Knox, him shooting poorly, finishing with 5 points, because we've seen what he's done the past few games. That stingy little defense that Missouri had going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky was down the West Virginia game, down the Vandy game, rallied back to win.
Both games.
And I said the other day, they have to be more consistent, take the lead, foot on the neck, foot on the gas, straight ahead.
Right.
Don't look back and stop being these rally behind teams because you're going to get down. You're not going to be able to come back. And we've seen that happen yesterday.
Exactly. And this was a road game. So, if this team makes the tournament, which I think they will.
They got a lot of work to do.
It's a lot of work. And you know what? There's really no home games. I mean, I know UK fans travel well, and I get that. But, I mean, this is going to be a whole different thing for them. Like you said, one of the youngest teams in the country. Coach Cal says, they're learning. But, I mean, when does the learning stop?
Right.
When
do you...
You're 22, 23 games in to the season. Like, you gotta take over the situation as far as winning on the road and at home. Like, you can't just win at home and expect to.
Well, Missouri was 0-10 versus Kentucky since they played that first game in 1960. So they finally got that win in there.
Wow. Well, hey.
0-10. So.
Coach Cal said this team is not talking enough.
Poor communication.
Poor communication on the court, and obviously it shows. I mean, you said they rally, with these games. I think that's when they start talking. I think it's when they start, moving the ball.
From tip off to that last buzzer, they need to talk.
Well, this team is loaded with talent.
Sorry.
Not denying that. It's loaded with, draft picks as far as the NBA. They should be winning. I mean, this team should probably only maybe have 3 losses.
That's it. Like you were saying, they don't have that star, like that leader.
Right.
That floor general, that guy that takes control on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's consistent.
Going back to, Calipari's Memphis teams, Derrick Rose taking over. He was their guy. He was the guy that was willing to take over games. Obviously, kind of the championship game. Your John Wall team, your Anthony Davis team, your Brandon Knight team. I mean, good teams, good talent, good communication, but you also had a guy that was a consistent scorer every single game.
Right.
At home, on the road, did not matter. A guy that was willing to take over at any point, and this team does not have that guy.
They don't. They have potential.
No.
Potential guys. You got some that come in, they're the hero of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, they're down. Somebody else steps up, but everybody has to contribute.
Yeah,
every game.
I agree.
I mean, if one guy steps up, follow suit. Whether it's rebounding, whether it's scoring, your defense. Your free throw shots. I mean, everybody has to contribute something. If you're not going to win.
Of all the losses the UK's had this season alone, only double-digit loss goes to what team?
Tennessee.
76.
Tennessee.
76-65.
Yeah.
Only double-digit loss. Every other loss, 4-point game, 3-point game, 6-point game. Who do they got up next?
Tennessee.
There you go. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on ESPN.
Missouri, Mississippi. That's their next opponent on Tuesday as well. So
Missouri should win that one. Yeah, should win.
Should.
Yeah. Let's hope they didn't.
If they don't, then they were a fluke.
Well, let's just hope they didn't exhaust themselves.
Yeah.
With this game.
Speaking of birds again.
Yeah.
Louisville Cardinals fought hard, but fell short a few points to Florida State, 80-76. Louisville is now 16-7.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State 17-6. Dale finished with 19 points. Quentin Snyder 15 points. Ray Spalding, despite leaving the game with leg cramps and a right sprained ankle, finished with 13 points and 9 rebounds. So hopefully he can get back healthy again. That ankle's not something that's going to deter him from playing well.
I agree. VJ King sighting. So there's that.
Yes.
VJ King, 10 points, 6 rebounds for U of L.
Speaking of King, Terrence Mann from Florida State had a chance to seal that deal.
Yeah,
to get that win with those 2 free throws he missed. And he just felt down right after that. So had a chance. He redeemed himself. VJ King was going to attack the basket.
Yep.
man stepped up with his defense, blocked that shot, which I guess he could read, knew they were going to attack. Blocked the shot and dished it off to Angola for Angola got the rebound. He dishes it off to MJ Walker for a dunk. Had 1 second left, so Cards come up a little short.
Sealed the deal.
Right.
Dunk.
Phil Colford stepped up with 16 points. Man 11. Brian Angola 13. Trent Forrest 10 points. Despite the fact that Florida State shot 52% in the second half, but 45% overall.
There you go.
So,
like you said, this game could have turned out different. Ray Spalding on the bench, 4 minutes left in the game with that sprained ankle. This is only a 4-point loss. This game could have turned out to be completely something else.
but Louisville fought though.
They fought. This team has exceeded my expectations.
A lot of people's.
Record 16-7. The other team up the road 17-6. One is loaded with talent throughout the whole roster. This team, a lot of blue chip type players that grind it out. This team obviously talks more with each other on the court than the other team, it seems like.
Yeah.
Their ball movement is really good. U of L did not take bad shots, really, in this game. A lot of the shots that they did miss, there were, small jump shots, small hook shots, kind of looking for calls that didn't go their way.
Right.
But, they thought they were going to go their way since they were at home. But this team has exceeded. I can see them going 4-4 the rest of the way. They bring in Padgett, to fill in the head coaching job. I think he's done a decent job.
Yes. Considering what he has to work with in the whole situation.
Right, the whole situation.
You tip your hat to the dude.
This
imagine all the pressure that's on him.
This team was not going to be a Final Four team in my expectations. I don't think they're a championship team, but they're 16-7. They could go 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
They can make the tournament. Probably, I'd say easily second round.
Yeah.
But I guess the future is, what is this team going to be going on down the road?
Exactly.
So
I had an idea. When you said blue chip a few minutes ago, I started thinking of blue chips. Say we could start our own snacks, blue chipper.
Blue chipper.
Like it's kind of like a Dorito, but it's blue, like a blue nacho cheese chip.
I can go with that.
What do you think of that?
I like that.
Then we can have like blue queso dip, blue chipper dip.
There you go.
Yeah, just a thought.
No, it's a great thought.
Awesome.
U of L got Syracuse Monday night, 7 p.m. ESPN. That's obviously a great battle.
It is. Louisville's actually looking for their 4th straight victory in that whole Louisville-Syracuse series.
Well, there you go.
So we'll see what happens there. But I think the real battle is going to be Florida State versus number 2 Virginia.
Ooh, yes.
That's Wednesday as well.
That's going to be a great game to watch. Also, U of L, Mark Jurich, parting ways with the athletic department.
Still cleaning house, I see.
Still cleaning house. Julian Waldron and Kim Moffitt also leaving. Mark, he was in charge of that whole fundraising for the expansion.
Yeah, that renovation for Papa John's.
Papa John's Stadium, yeah.
Pizza House. Pizza Box.
The Pizza Box, yeah. To enclose that in there, 10,000 more seats and box seating. $63 million renovation.
Wow.
It's still going down.
And with the attendance down.
Attendance down since 2016, 20%.
So with this whole renovation thing, do you think this is something that will bring the attendance back up? Or if not, what would you do to bring the attendance back up? What can Louisville do as a school athletic program to get the attendance back up? They're losing a lot of money. They're investing. They raise a lot of money, investing a lot of money, and they're losing money at the same time. How can you balance that out?
Good recruiting and winning. That's what it all boils down to. Winning. Winning brings in fans. Winning puts butts in the seats, as they say.
Yeah.
So there's your revenue. It's hard to say. How can we do this to make it better? How can we do that to make it better? When it's such a long process.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Not
this
an
whole-
overnight thing.
No, it's not an overnight thing. I mean, this is going to be 4
And
or
with
5 year situation.
Right, and then like you said earlier, them losing their Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, you got now your
Quarterback.
Heisman quarterback bolting for the NFL. Nothing wrong with that. He should.
Next level.
His stock is up. Hey, you know, you're a Heisman finalist 2 years in a row. You won one. Go for it.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. Projected to be a first-round draft pick. If anything, a second round, mid-second round. But,
I see first round what they do.
yeah, I definitely see first round.
I want to send a shout out real quick.
Sure.
Sam, these amazing Kentucky Game Plan mugs that you hooked us up with,
Yes.
and these awesome T-shirts.
Yes.
So all of our fans out there, well, I don't know if we have any fans, or should I say our listeners at the moment,
Our listeners, there you go.
Kentucky Game Plan T-shirts coming soon to you guys as well.
Sure.
So look out for that in the future, so y'all can get some of our Kentucky game gear swag, as they say.
Swag.
Swag.
Speaking of swag,
Or should I say garb, sports garb.
I like the swag thing better.
I like garb.
There you go.
Swag garb.
Bellarmine. The
The
streak
Knights.
continues. Yeah. 79-54 over Illinois Springfield. Springfield.
Springfield.
Um,
Do you know about it?
a lot of things. Bellarmine protecting this house, as they say, Under Armour.
Yeah.
Streak continues. Chavarsky, 19 points. Cook, 11 points. And Bach with 14. Bellarmine shot 48% from the field, 38 from three-point range.
Wow.
They're just rolling.
Davenport's got a good thing going there.
He's got a great thing.
Heck of a coach.
You know, because he was up for that U of L job, and he said, no, thank you.
I mean,
I'm staying here. So
If you got a good thing, why switch?
the grass is always never greener.
It's not, and you know the whole saying, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. So his
There you
situation that's one of his situations at Bellarmine. So
All right. Nelson for Springfield finished with 11, and Walker with 14. Also, some other upsets within NCAA.
oh, the Blue Devils,
Blue Devils, 77. St. John's, 81.
St. John's.
St. John's.
Wow, unranked.
Not even, like, top 40, top 50.
Just goes to show, man, everybody's beatable. It depends on what you bring to that game.
Well, don't underestimate your opponent. That's
Exactly.
the first thing.
Exactly.
That's why we play the game.
Yep.
So, you know, Duke, loaded with talent, great Hall of Fame coach, but, hey, they came out,
Exactly.
they just,
The other powerhouse, powerhouse school.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lost to
Kansas.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Kansas going down 79-84 to Oklahoma State. Another loss. It seems like everybody gets ranked, and they lose real fast.
Right. That's what it's been this year in college basketball.
Yeah, it has been.
You know, it's been college basketball is going through that. You get your NBA with your injuries. You got your whole injury/political thing going on with the NFL.
Yeah,
It's been a weird season for sports, period.
I agree with that.
But, you know, I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's why sports are entertainment, right?
Exactly.
So there you go. Also, the Derby Festival Basketball Classic, which was started in 1973, is not going to happen this season. It might not happen for a long while, as they say.
And what's the reason behind that?
Well, the reason behind that is attendance. Attendance down, money and revenue down. You know, the NCAA, as far as they're having their own festivals of basketball,
Right.
as they say, like the Jordan Brand Classic, McDonald's All-Star Game. So this has kind of fallen to the wayside, as they say. But they're coming up with new ideas to kind of get things going.
Get that spark back.
Yeah, to get the spark back. Mike Berry, who's in charge of the whole Derby Festival Classic, has kind of come up with some situations where he thinks he can get attendance up, revenue up, butts in the seats, and bring some talent from all around.
Right.
And what I mean by all around is not just the state of Kentucky. He's come up with an idea for the U of L and Indiana University players to play on the same team against the U.S.
Oh, wow.
So against anybody else
That'll be pretty exciting to watch.
willing to come in and play. Yeah.
Right.
So, but, the AAU has just, in my book, destroyed high school / college
has.
basketball.
It's all about that dollar.
It is. I mean, I get it that, you want to go to a Nike situation or an Under Armour thing. Because that's
you
the
want to
thing
go Nike.
That's the thing that you like. It's the thing you wear. I get that. But at the same time, it's kind of like now the whole pay-for-play investigations with the FBI.
Right.
Like,
It's all about making money. To me, it's about the money, and they're making money off these kids.
right. And the kids are going to
you-
make that money back off of that,
Right.
with a push of them.
A lot of talent in AAU. A lot of money
yeah.
made. A lot of these companies and endorsing these teams, they're making money. It's all about the dollar.
It is.
And everybody's getting a piece of the pie.
But as you say, the greats have come through here.
Yeah.
There has been some greats to play in this tournament. Penny Hardaway, Darrell Griffith, Moses Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Eric Bledsoe, Shai Alexander.
Yeah.
So, a lot of good stars coming
Yeah,
through
I
this.
watched Alexander in there. He played pretty awesome.
So there you go.
Very impressive. What wasn't impressive was Cleveland Cavaliers against the Rockets last night. Chris Paul put up 22 points. At Cavaliers home. LeBron looked like he just wasn't in it. Rockets ended up winning 120-88. A lot of turmoil, a lot of rumors, a lot of distrust against the Cleveland Cavaliers and their whole locker room, their players. The whole rumor thing that LeBron is headed to the Warriors, which that's one of the stupidest things I ever heard.
I agree with that. He's not going to.
LeBron going to the Rockets. Is he going to L.A.? It's a lot of questions surrounding that. Plus, you got Kevin Love with his hand injury. And do you think that limits their trade options as far as getting rid of Love or trade him to another team because of his injury?
Well, I mean, the injury, hand injury. But I don't think it limits them to trading. There's a lot of teams out there that would love to have Kevin Love on their starting five.
Right.
I mean, the dude can play. Like I said, his contract is kind of an iffy situation there. A lot of money, $20 million plus next season. If a team takes over his contract with the trade this season, it's about $10.5 that the Cavs would have to pay out. But yeah, there's other teams that would take him. The thing is, what would they get in return?
Right.
Like you said, there's a lot of turmoil in that locker room. Winning is a grind. It's not easy. It's not fun. It only gets fun when you win that trophy.
Right.
So I think the Cavs need to have a player-only meeting, and that's that.
To me, it's almost past the point of meeting because nobody trusts each other. There's a lot of guys that were brought in that weren't part of the whole championship team, and they were brought in before consulting with LeBron, with him being the leader of the team. They also have that 5-day trade deadline coming up, and I'm sure the frustration kicks in because you've seen Chris Paul go somewhere
and flourish.
Jimmy Butler,
Minnesota. Yeah.
So they asked LeBron, okay, well, what are they going to do as far as helping you guys out? And his response is, he's fed up. You can tell.
Oh well, yeah.
Take us off of national TV because we played so bad and we stunk it up this year. We've lost X amount of games and we're terrible. His response, I'm not the GM. And he's not.
No, totally agree.
So is he the blame for all this? We know he's really not playing at that elite level that he was playing at. It's somewhat of a decline in his performance. I mean, yeah, he's still scoring, still putting up numbers, but I think that whole MVP play and elite play is decline. Is he the blame?
No, I think his play is exhaustion, number one. I don't think he's to blame for any of that because it seems like he's the only one that shows up consistently, offensive and defensively.
Right.
So, if you're going to trade Kevin Love, what would you go out and get?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a great sixth man in Dwayne Wade. who knows how to win. I mean, he's got 3 championships, enough said. Obviously, you need a good, young scorer.
Right.
And I think
Take
you need
some
that
pressure off of
I think you need that off the
LeBron.
bench. Yeah, take a lot of pressure off LeBron. You know, it seems like when he's on the bench, the ball doesn't move very well.
No, it doesn't.
And
Well, he's been a facilitator this year.
he has to be. You know,
know,
with Isaiah Thomas' situation being out so long.
He's played point, bring the ball on the court. He's unselfish with the ball.
Always has been.
So
There's no denying that.
he delivers it to whoever can score, but there's no communication there once again. As far as that chemistry, I don't know if this trade will go down or who like you said, who will they get?
Well, I mean,
If that's going to fix the chemistry in the locker room, I don't know.
I've heard that J.R. Smith is the number one guy that they're willing to give up right now. As this trade
think
line is
Isaiah
coming
Thomas-
down, the first option is J.R. Smith.
I think Isaiah Thomas needs to go.
I didn't think that was a good trade to begin with.
It wasn't.
2 different type of ball players. Period. So Isaiah Thomas is a scorer, and that's that.
He's starting to do a lot of talking too. He's starting to run his mouth a little bit.
Well, Kyrie Irving, you look at his situation at the point. Yeah, he's a scorer, but he's a facilitator first.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that's willing
You have to be. It's what the point guard does.
Right. And Isaiah Thomas is not that. Has never been that. But yet he's an all-star. So there you go.
Yeah.
I really think the situation in Cleveland boils down to getting everybody on the same page. Good luck with that. But to bring in players that can take pressure off LeBron, that's the situation that they need.
I think he's somewhat frustrated by that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you look back, like I said, you see all the other trades that went down,
Mm-hmm.
and people being successful.
Well, even back, when he first got to Cleveland, all the talent that was never around him.
Right.
And he got to the finals.
What are you doing, Dan Gilbert?
Well, that's a great question.
My question.
By the way, the big game that everybody's talking about today.
The NBA All-Star game, right?
No, the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
6:30 tonight, by the way.
6:30.
So
Is that when the snacks come out?
that's when the snacks come out. So get in front of the TV set.
NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
Who are you going for? East or West?
Well, there is no East-West.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's Team LeBron, Team Curry.
Team LeBron, Team Curry. I still look at it as East or West.
I want to go with, I like LeBron's team in this
Yeah.
situation, really.
But he's lost 2 players.
Yeah, but he's gotten 2
I mean, he's got 2 back.
solid
but-
players back, yeah.
Yeah, but those 2 that are injured, I really want to see those guys out there. and play.
Also, NBA All-Star, don't forget, Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
local Uville guy.
Skills challenge.
Skills Challenge, Jamal Murray, UK. In the world versus the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't know what you really call it now. They keep changing the name of it.
Right.
But yeah, Jamal Murray, with that situation, the Canada player, so he's part of the world team. So
Yeah.
locally, February 10th, Blues Traveler, Mercury Ballroom. February 14th at the Palace, Babyface. I know how much you're into that.
Yeah. Whip appeal.
True that. February 18th, KFC Yum Center, Luke Bryant. Also, don't forget, with Pandora Productions, check out the play Victor Victoria, which is a musical at the Henry Clay Building, March 15th through the 25th. And if you can, check out the Muhammad Ali Center. Tickets start at $6. Louisville Slugger Museum, tickets start at $8.
And make sure you guys tune in to our next show. We have a special musical guest, good friend of ours, Mr. Goodbar.
Yes.
Some local hip-hop artists. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a real treat. Also, check us out on Instagram at @the_KY_game plan. We're on Facebook as well at @the_KY.gameplan. And our Twitter handle at @the_KY_gameplan. So you want to keep up with us and stay updated on our progress, just check us out. And I am Mac Black.
I'm Adrian Smith.
So thank you all for tuning in to the Kentucky Game Plan.